Hey guys, it's Ollie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it has been a while since I have kept isopods, mostly because we did a lot of moving around there for a while and we were trying to kind of get financially stable, but I really miss keeping isopods. So now that I am in a place where I can keep them, I went ahead and ordered some with Prim's bug shipment this week. So I was on Dubia to get Primrose's usual bug pickup, and I just went ahead and added some lottery ticket isopods into my cart, and they have arrived. So I'm going to be showing you how I put together an enclosure. This enclosure is kind of small for isopods, but this is a very small tin count, and they're pretty little, so I think that they will do pretty good in this, and it has some good depth to it. So a small disclaimer before we get started. You need to make your enclosure for the isopod you are getting. For example, some like it a little bit more humid, some like it a little bit more on the dry side. Now, I got the lottery ticket isopods, and the thing about them is that it's just kind of an assortment of, I forget what they're called. Procella scaber, I think? Yeah, that's right? But it's an assortment of those, but I am actually a big fan of the scaber species, so I jumped on these, and so they are good on a pretty mediocre mix, I guess you could say. Like they are okay with the more wet environments. They're good at room temp. They're a pretty easy starter, so I will be making mine according to that. So before we do anything else, we need to add some ventilation holes to our container. If you are a kid, because I know I have a lot of kids watching my channel, please make sure that you get someone who is older than you, like an adult, to do this part with or for you. Just be super safe about it. So you can use a box cutter. I don't personally. I'm going to be using this. It is just a wood burner thing. So I'll be doing that. This doesn't really reach, so it'll be a little bit weird on camera, and I'm sorry about that. So I only put the ventilations on one side of the enclosure because that kind of gives the good variant that I can control for humidity. So for example, this side will be a more dry side and this side will be a more humid side. And the next step is to be putting screens on this. So I just have some screening here that I'm going to hot glue to the enclosure. Now, if you don't want to press it down with your fingers like I'm doing, that is totally okay. You can even use a piece of the plastic you cut out to kind of press that down. That's totally all right. But essentially what I've done is gone around the cut here and then just laid this on top of it and pressed it into the glue. And now I am going to just sandwich the screen with more hot glue over on top of it to just give it another layer of protection. Keep in mind that these screens aren't just to keep your bugs in, it's also to keep things out, like spiders or other things that might try to eat your bugs or kind of be a parasite amongst your bugs. Alright, and now we're just going to let that dry and work on our other two. Alright, and then once that is nice and dry and sturdy, you can go ahead and cut around it. You can use scissors for this, but to get a cleaner cut, you can use a box cutter as well. Alrighty, and now that that is done, we're going to move on to what to put in this for your isopods. Alright, so for the substrate, I will be using a mix of this rehydrated Eco Earth, this organic topsoil. I did bake it, don't forget to do that. Some sphagnum moss that I rehydrated as well, some leaf litter, which will act as their primary food source, and some charcoal. I also like to add in some cuttle bone, but that'll be on top. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there. I would also normally use sand, however, I don't know how this happened. We lost an entire 5-gallon bucket of sand. We can't find out where we put it, so I don't have any sand. Alright, so I have that pretty much done. Now I'm going to just take some of the substrate from the more humid side of the enclosure, which is the side that does not have the ventilation holes, and I'm just going to put a good amount of sphagnum moss there. Since these guys do like both sides of that spectrum, I'm just going to offer both so that way they can choose if they want what they want to be in at any given time. I have also heard in the past that having this little part being moss can encourage breeding, which is something I definitely want in my colony here. Alright, there we go. And then be adding that in there. Alright, I also picked up these springtail starter culture from dubiaroaches.com as well. I'm just going to be putting a little bit of those in this enclosure. These help fight off any mold or fungus that might try to grow in this setup. Essentially just tap. That got a good amount in there. Alright, now I'm just going to give it a nice mist. Like so. Alrighty, and now time to add our isopods. I'm just going to just kind of gently add this in here. Alright guys, well that's pretty much all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it helped, or at the very least was entertaining. As always, hit the like button for the algorithm. Comment down below if you have this type of isopod or any other kind of isopod, or you're getting some kind of isopod. All of my links, including my Instagram account, my art account, commissions are open by the way, and my Facebook group will be in the description down below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you are into this kind of content, or really any animal kind of content. I upload every single Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but you can hit the bell if you don't want to remember that. And as always, I will see you guys next week. Bye.